This slide introduces the concept of an organizational code of ethics within the context of preparing for the CISSP certification. The Organizational Code of Ethics serves as a fundamental framework outlining the values and standards that guide personal and professional behavior within a company. Understanding and adhering to this code helps to ensure consistent decision-making aligned with the organization's vision and ethical standards. Having a robust code of ethics not only supports maintaining a positive and trustworthy reputation, but also plays a pivotal role in minimizing legal risks and supporting regulatory compliance. As we move forward in this course, we'll examine these aspects in detail, underscoring the importance of integrating ethical principles into everyday business practices. On this slide, we're discussing the overview and purpose of an organizational code of ethics. First, let's consider its purpose. The code is designed to define principles that guide both personal and professional behavior within the organization. It serves as a framework for decision-making, ensuring that actions align with the organization's ethical standards. Additionally, it aims to foster a culture where ethical behavior is the norm. Now let's look at its importance. A strong code of ethics can significantly enhance trust and reputation, both internally and externally. It helps mitigate legal risks by ensuring that actions are compliant with laws and regulations. Moreover, it supports compliance, reducing the chances of regulatory breaches. By establishing clear ethical guidelines, organizations not only comply with regulatory standards, but also build a trustworthy and fair environment for everyone involved. Let's discuss the core ethical principles that form the backbone of any organizational code of ethics. Starting with integrity, which emphasizes the importance of honesty and transparency in all professional and personal activities. Being forthright ensures that trust is maintained within the organization and with external stakeholders. Moving on to accountability, it's about owning your actions and decisions. This principle ensures that individuals are reliable and can be counted on to fulfill their responsibilities while admitting to mistakes and learning from them. Lastly, fairness is crucial in treating all individuals equally without favoritism or bias. This principle helps foster an inclusive and respectful workplace where everyone feels valued and judged based on merit. Together, integrity, accountability, and fairness establish a foundation for ethical behavior and decision-making within an organization. Implementing a code of ethics involves several key development steps. First, identify the core values of your organization to ensure the code aligns with what your organization stands for. Reflect on industry standards and legal requirements to ensure compliance and best practices. Involve stakeholders in the creation process to gather a wide range of perspectives and ensure the code is comprehensive. Once developed, the code needs to be disseminated effectively. Conduct training sessions to educate employees on the code's importance and application. Include the code of ethics in onboarding materials to instill these principles from the start. Regularly communicate any updates to ensure the code remains relevant and top of mind. Now, let's look at how a code of ethics operates in a real-world context through a case study. In this scenario, an employee discovers a security vulnerability. The appropriate action for the employee is to report the vulnerability through the proper channels within the organization. Importantly, they should avoid exploiting the vulnerability or sharing it outside of the organization. To foster this kind of ethical behavior, it's best practice to encourage a culture of transparency and open communication. This approach not only builds trust, but also ensures that potential issues are addressed in a timely and appropriate manner, contributing to a safer and more ethical workplace. Monitoring and enforcing ethics in the workplace is essential to ensure that ethical standards are maintained consistently. We have several monitoring approaches to consider. Regular audits play a key role, helping to identify any discrepancies or unethical practices that may arise. Whistleblower programs provide a safe avenue for employees to report unethical behavior without fear of retaliation. Performance reviews can also be a useful tool in assessing employees' adherence to ethical standards. On the enforcement side, disciplinary actions should be taken for any violations, ensuring that there are consequences for unethical behavior. Conversely, offering incentives for ethical behavior can motivate employees to maintain high ethical standards. A clear reporting structure ensures that all ethical concerns are directed to the appropriate authorities and addressed promptly. By combining these approaches and mechanisms, an organization can effectively monitor and enforce ethics, fostering a responsible and ethical workplace culture. On this slide, we will discuss tools for promoting ethical behavior within an organization. One effective tool is the Ethics Hotline. This provides a secure and anonymous way for employees to report any unethical behavior they observe. Using this tool encourages transparency and helps maintain a culture of accountability. For example, an employee might use the command Ethics Hotline, report description of unethical behavior, to report an incident without fear of retaliation. Another important tool is compliance training software. These are regular interactive modules that keep employees informed about ethical practices and standards. Continuous education through software like this helps reinforce the importance of ethical behavior and ensures employees are up to date with the latest policies. Scheduling these sessions can be done easily with commands like compliance training-schedule 2024-0101 to ensure timely updates and compliance. Both the Ethics Hotline and compliance training software are essential in fostering an ethical work environment by providing the means to report problems and constantly educate employees on ethical standards. Let's look at a real-world scenario involving ethical dilemmas. In this case, consider an employee who has been offered a lavish gift by a vendor. The appropriate response would be to refer to the organization's gift policy and disclose the offer to management. Best practices in such situations involve implementing and clearly communicating policies regarding gifts and hospitality. These steps help ensure transparency and maintain the integrity of business operations. By having clear guidelines and expectations, employees can navigate ethical challenges more effectively, promoting a culture of trust and accountability. In this concluding section, let's recap the fundamental points we've covered. Organizational codes of ethics serve as a guiding framework to ensure ethical behavior within the workplace. Core principles such as integrity, accountability, and fairness are indispensable to these codes. For the codes to be truly effective, their implementation, monitoring, and enforcement are key. As for next steps, it's essential to review your current organizational code of ethics to pinpoint potential areas for improvement. Regular training and updates should be conducted to ensure that everyone remains informed and compliant. By adhering to these guidelines, organizations can foster a culture of ethical conduct, which ultimately benefits both the organization and its stakeholders. As we wrap up our discussion on organizational codes of ethics, I want to direct your attention to some valuable references that will support your continued learning on this topic. Firstly, consider the ISC2 Official Study Guide, CISSP, as a comprehensive source for understanding the principles of ethical behavior in the context of information security. The National Business Ethics Survey provides insightful data on current trends and practices within organizations, allowing you to benchmark and refine your ethical guidelines. The SEC guidelines on codes of ethics will offer a regulatory perspective, ensuring that your policies are not just effective but also compliant with industry standards. For further reading, I highly recommend Business Ethics, a textbook with cases by William H. Shaw. This book combines theoretical foundations with practical case studies, making complex ethical concepts more relatable and actionable. Additionally, Ethics in Information Technology by George W. Reynolds focuses on ethical issues specific to the IT domain, a crucial aspect in today's digital world. By exploring these sources, you'll be well equipped to enhance your organizational code of ethics and ensure that it remains a robust, living document. Thank you for following along with our course. We've covered a wide range of topics and references to solidify your understanding of the subject matter. If you have any questions about what we've discussed or need further clarification, now is the time to ask. Your questions are important for reinforcing your learning and ensuring you have a clear grasp of the material.